Welcome to the Corner Perspective. Hi, I'm Bruce Spangler, CEO of the Volunteer Ministry Center. Located on the corner of Fifth Avenue and North Broadway, the Volunteer Ministry Center is dedicated to ending and preventing homelessness. And one of the ways that we do that is with fine folks like Kitty. Kitty, you're one of our volunteers in our refuge program. So welcome to the Corner Perspective.
Thank you.
So how long have you been volunteering?
It's been about a year now.
About a year. So you're kind of fitting in now?
I'm finally learning pretty much everything the Refuge Center does, but it does take you a little while.
Well, tell me some of the things that you do as a volunteer.
As a volunteer in the Refuge Center, we help the homeless with their Tennessee IDs, birth certificates, backpacks. We've in the past helped them with clothing. We also do rent and utility assistance if they're homeowners. If they're renters, we right now are doing applications, helping them with applications for Knoxville Housing Assistance Program.
So y'all stay very, very busy, don't you?
Very much so.
Very much so. That doorbell rings quite often.
Constantly,
Constantly,
yes.
Constantly. Well, so appreciative of your work here. So you've been here for a year, but I asked you earlier before we went on camera, why do you volunteer here? What motivates you? What gets you up? You come once or twice a week,
I
right?
do, yes. Well, one, I love helping people that do need help. And the reason I'm at volunteer ministry was I've had some friends who've worked here before. One still is here. And they always talked about your programs, what you did, how you helped the homeless people. And I kind of really thought the program that you all have is really exceptional. And so when I finally retired, I thought, I need to volunteer some places, and this was the first place I thought about.
Right.
So,
I think what motivates many of us, if it's not all of us, whether staff or volunteers here at the Volunteer Ministry Center, is that we've had a family member or we had a friend who was experiencing homelessness or had a variety of issues. And sometimes that's so close that we think we can rescue or save them, but we can't. But we kind of work that out here by being present with other neighbors whose family members can't help. Is that something in your past?
No, it is. I've known someone who has been homeless in the past, and just trying to go through and help them and try to find agencies that fit their criteria is super hard for just the normal person.
Sure.
So, when you have an agency that you can come to, and if we can't help, then we know the other agencies that can. So we can, refer them to somewhere else.
Right.
So I just think it's a good program, and most people don't understand what causes homelessness. Sometimes it can just be anything. It can happen to anybody at a short period of time. So that's one of the reasons, too, that I'm here.
Right. Well, one of the final questions I want to ask you, what's most rewarding about your work here?
I think it's the people.
The people. Okay.
They are always appreciative of anything you can do for them, and they always let you know that.
Okay.
And so to me, that's just seeing that you've been able to help them and they are appreciative of it, and they're so thankful that they found something that somebody can help them with.
Well, good. That's got to be rewarding.
It's very rewarding.
And sometimes Joe might be having a hard day, right?
And exactly. I mean, they do have their hard days, yes.
As someone much wiser said to me, he said that simply because Joe is having a hard time doesn't mean he's trying to give you a hard time.
That's true.
He's just living that out.
We all have our bad days.
We do. Well, Kitty, thank you so much for joining with me in this episode, but most importantly, thank you for all that you're doing in our Bush Family Refuge. But now, as opposed to talking about what you all do as VMC, it's now what we do, right?
It's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. What the whole agency does.
Yeah, well, you're part of the team. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you again for joining me in this episode of the Corner Perspective.